to City on a Hill Kids Church Online.
I'm Ola.
And I'm Jimmy.
Today we're going to be talking about David's hard work.
But that will be after a time of worship.
Today we are going to see how David first met King Saul. Remember, David was anointed by Samuel, and from the day he was anointed, the Spirit of God was with him from that time forward. We also remember that Saul had done a very bad thing, And he was told that he and all his descendants were no more going to be king of Israel. Furthermore, God had left him. And when that happens, when God leaves somebody, that opens them up to be tormented, to be troubled, to be taken over by the enemy. And that's exactly what happened to Saul. So Saul will have distressing moments, and it was really, really bad. It got to a point where those people who worked for him advised him to get someone to play music for him so that it would calm him down. And they suggested David, the son of Jesse, because David was a very good musician. Being a good musician is not the only quality that David had. He was a brave and good soldier. He was handsome. He could speak well. And what's more, the Spirit of God was with him. These are a lot of good qualities. And he had them. Why? Because the Spirit of God was with him. So, Saul sent a message to Jesse asking for David, his son, to come and work for him. And of course, David went. But you don't go and see royalty empty-handed. No, no, no. Jesse sent David along with a donkey laden with bread, a skin of wine, and a young goat. David now started serving Saul, and Saul really liked him, to the point that he made him his armor bearer. And you don't just become an armor bearer like that. You've got to be brave and trusted. So David not only was the musician that calmed the king down when he was in distress, he was also a most trusted officer. David was really busy, because even though he worked in the king's household, he still had to work in the family business as a shepherd. God gave David success in everything that he did. And that's because the Spirit of God was with him. And that's the end of the story.
Hey everybody, how are you doing? Look, I have made a lyre, a harp like David would have played. Well, a bit like. My one's only got rubber band strings, but I can still make some noise with them. So, I'm going to show you how to make one of these. So you can make music, and praise God as well. So, for one of these, you do need something like this, a big cardboard box. And what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to cut out 4 sections that are the size that you want to make your harp. Okay, you're going to need 4 layers of cardboard in the end. So you need 4 bits that are all big enough. Okay, so I've got 1 here. The next thing I'm going to do is show you how to draw the shape of the harp. So, what you want to start with is a big oval. Okay, like this. It doesn't matter if it doesn't join up at the top. Then you're going to give it a stand at the bottom. So, like the legs at the bottom, I suppose. Then at the top, give it like as if you were drawing sort of Mickey Mouse ears, and then make it flat along the top. Okay, and once you've got the rough shape drawn in, then what we're going to do is we're actually going to change that. So instead of being ears, it's more like a spiral that comes around. So that's our actual line. Okay, so this comes up and it comes in and bends round like that. So these look like kind of like ram's horns coming off at the top. And then what you need to do is just draw in a sort of like a pot or a vase shape in the middle. This is the hole that you're going to cut out. So once you're happy with the size and shape of your harp, then you can draw it onto cardboard. And if you've already done a practice one on paper, you could go over that, use it as a template, and I'll get this drawn on. And then what we need to do is cut these out. Now, cutting out this kind of cardboard box, it's quite hard work, but it's not too bad. If you have thicker card, you maybe won't need so many layers for your harp, but it will be harder to cut out. But usually, because we get a lot of things by post these days, I expect you'll have a cardboard box that you might be able to use, or you'll be able to get one, borrow one from somebody else. So we'll just cut out our layer, and the reason that we need 4 layers of cardboard is it has to be quite a strong structure, or else when you put the rubber band strings on, they cause the whole thing to fold up, because the rubber bands put quite a lot of force on it. So I've cut out the edge, and then I need to get this middle section cut out. Always a bit tricky, but if you just cut a hole anywhere first, that gives you a point to then start cutting the correct shape. So don't go straight for cutting out the correct shape, just get a hole in the middle, and then it's not so bad. Right, so there we go. Here's one layer cut out, and ta-da! I've got my other 3 here ready cut. So the next thing we want to do is stick them together. Now, if your box is like my box, it will have good side and bad side. So what you want to do is make sure at the outside of your harp, so each edge, you've definitely got a nice side showing. You don't want the bit that's got the address label and all the packaging. And then because this is cardboard, it just sticks together easily with paper glue. So we'll just put some on every layer, and we'll start to stack it up. So there's one. Two. Let's go that way, because I haven't made it absolutely symmetrical. There's a right way and a wrong way for these pieces to go on. And here's 3. 4, rather. Can't count. Good. So, get those stuck together, and you can obviously leave that to press for a little while. And then you might find that it's a bit rough around the edges. Mine is certainly a bit rough around the edges. And then what you can do is a little bit of trimming so that the finished harp doesn't have a lot of kind of sticky out bits that you don't want it to have. So you get the whole thing nice and neat and trimmed. And then what you need is your rubber bands. So I don't know if you collect rubber bands. We've got a pot of rubber bands. I've got 4 here that I've already separated out. And what you want is ones that are slightly different lengths from each other and slightly different thicknesses, because they'll give you a different note. The thinner the rubber band and the tighter it is on the harp, the different note it will give. So let's try this. That's quite a high note. Not a very tuned note. Let's see. Oh, that's actually even slightly higher. I think this will be lower. It's a bit looser. Oh no, I'm wrong. That was even higher still, maybe because it's quite thin. And I've got one more, and you can put on as many harp strings as you want, but I think 4 looks quite good. Well, it's not exactly musical, is it? But it's quite fun, and I think it looks really good. You could, if you wanted to, decorate around the edges of your harp. Some of them that I looked up online, they were beautifully decorated. I think that this is quite good because it looks just like plain wood. And I don't know, but I think David, as a simple shepherd boy, probably had fairly simple harp that you can decorate yours how you like. And there you have it, ready to sing, praise God, and practice your skills so you can play music before royalty. Maybe. Okay, I hope you enjoy making this harp, and I'll see you again for another craft next week. Bye for now.
I wonder what the actual details were of what King Saul did wrong.
You can find out by reading 1 Samuel. What he did must have really been bad for God to leave him.
I know. Even in the Bible days, good music calm people down when they're troubled. I think it's the same today. That's why we should listen to the right type of music.
Or better still, be like David and write and play your own music. It was because he was a good musician that he was recommended to King Saul.
Wow, you never know. It could be a hobby that you're good at that opens up doors, the right doors, in fact, for you.
That's true. It's good to take everything that you do seriously. Look at David. From being a really good musician, it was found that he was good in other things too.
He was hardworking too, because he still worked in the family business and for the king.
God gave him the strength and ability to do all these things. That's it for this week.
Till next time, bye!